Let me start this vlog by saying I apologize. I made a mistake a couple of vlogs ago, the vlog where I was reviewing the Adobe Firefly AI video tool, and it still makes me chuckle. If you haven't watched that one, go back. I'll put a flag up here for it. It's hilarious. Anyway, during that video, I made a mistake, and I want to apologize for that, and I want to set the record straight. During that video, I said OpenAI's AI video tool, it's called SORA, that it wasn't available. It actually is. If you go to SORA.com, it's there and you could use it right now. The video you just saw at the very beginning of this vlog is an example of what SORA can do. Some of the other videos that I have gotten from it are pretty amazing too. Now, as amazing as those clips were, and those were all generated from text to video, those are all things that I had typed in and asked it to do, and I'll get into the details of that in a little bit. But first, it isn't perfect. It did make some mistakes. I did cut out some mistakes that it made. So here's the first kind of big oops. Just watch and then we'll describe it. Now, hopefully that didn't creep you out too much. It kind of looks like the guy's just head spins on an axis. It like rotates around like something from The Exorcist. So the AI missed that piece of it. Now, when I was putting the clips together to show you, I actually cut those first few frames out so you wouldn't see his head spin around. And the rest of that video is fantastic. Even the rendering of his face when he's facing the camera is really, really good. It's just the fact that that's not normal movement for a human being. And so it was off there. The rest of those clips, all of them came from the same description that I used. And that was, I forget which vlog it was, but I'll put a link up here to that vlog. When I was trying to get DALL-E to generate an image that looks similar to myself. So the description that I used for all of these text to video was that same basic set of text. Now, for the ones where we had the camera behind and looking at a screen kind of imaging over, I did add some text to those and asked it to do a couple of things extra. I also did try to do the text to video where I had the mind-blown effect, where we had fireworks coming out of the top of my head, as in this thumbnail. I tried to do that to video as well. Those ones didn't turn out so well. Now, if you are interested in the text that I actually used for those images, what I'll do is I'm going to put a screenshot up here of the actual text that I used. So if you want to, I'm not going to leave it up for long so you won't be able to read it, but if you wanted to take a screenshot of it so you can then play around with it, I will also put the entire text down below in the description so you can have a copy of the entire text if you want to copy and paste it as well. So either way works. I would like to have that available for folks who would like to play around with the same exact text that I used. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to try with SORA was to upload the picture of my face where I was eating the sandwich. And this is the one that I used also with Firefly. It didn't do such a bad job on this one. Well, again, you can go watch that video if you want more critique on what happened there. But I wanted to do a comparison between what Firefly did and what SORA will do. I ran into a problem though here because I only have the $20 a month subscription to OpenAI. They have a limitation that if you are uploading a picture that you want to animate and it has a person in it, you have to have the full $200 a month subscription, which I don't have. So I was not able to use my own picture, my own image, and animate it using SORA because I have only the $20 subscription. Now, I also want to clarify, I am not being paid for anything of OpenAI. There's no sponsorship here. I'm just a user. I pay for my subscription just like everybody else. I'm just making a video about it because it is something that I enjoy and am interested in learning more. Now, another area that I thought SORA fell a little bit short was for some images that I did upload and then try to animate. And so what I did was upload a landscape photo that I took. This is a photo of a lighthouse on the north shore of Lake Superior up around Duluth. It's called Split Rock Lighthouse. And what I asked the AI to do was to animate a sunset in the sky as well as the waves breaking against the shore. Now, what you can see here with this first image is the sunset to me looks like a really cheesy green screen behind the lighthouse. It just doesn't look good at all. The quality, the way that I'm looking at it, is pretty low quality. It's not convincing. I think it could have been so much better. What I think the AI got right in this image, though, or at least closer to correct, are the waves, the direction of the waves, the breaking against the shore, the rhythm that they would be at. So I think it nailed that part of it pretty well. But the sky is just so not believable, it makes this clip really not usable. Now if we look at the second clip, and each time you ask the AI generator to create an image from text, it gives you two options. So this is the second option from the same exact text input that I gave it. The sky in this one, I think, looks a little better. Now, they did zoom way out, away from the lighthouse, which I didn't ask it to do, but it did that on its own. But I think the sky here looks a little better. However, if you notice, it's looking more like a sunrise because at the end of the image, the image gets lighter and it looks like there's some sun shining on the lighthouse, where I had asked it to do a sunset, so it reversed that. But the waves in this one are not believable at all. If you look at the waves, it almost looks like they're just kind of swirling around with no direction and no real rhythm there. So I think the waves missed it on this one, where the sky was better, and the opposite is true of the first one. Now for SORA, there is no free option. You have to either be a Plus or a Pro member in order to get the videos and have access to create them. If you're a Plus member, which is the $20 a month subscription fee to OpenAI, then you are allowed up to 1,000 credits, which they say is about 50 videos at the lowest resolution that you can do, which is 480p. Now you can adjust that a little bit, increase the size of the videos that you're creating. You can increase the resolution a little bit of those videos, but as you do, then it uses more of your credits. So you have to kind of balance out how many videos you want to make versus the resolution you want, versus how many credits you have, which is, it's kind of annoying to have to try to figure that out versus them just saying, hey, you're a Plus member, so you get 50 videos regardless. The other thing that I'm not a huge fan of is at that membership rate, they also include their watermark on all of your videos. So if you noticed earlier in the videos, you may have seen the ChatGPT or the OpenAI watermark in the lower right-hand corner. When you get to the Pro subscription, that's when more features open up where you can do higher resolution videos. They don't have a watermark. You can upload images of people and use those. So the $200 a month one is a better deal as far as creating videos if you really want to spend $200 a month to create videos, I guess. For me, that's really not feasible, so I'm going to stick with what I've got. And even so, the videos that I have been able to generate so far with SORA really have been amazing. I'm incredibly impressed. The one thing I wish I could do was use some of my still images and animate them and make videos from them. I'm hoping that maybe in a future release, as we get to OpenAI 4.5 and maybe even version 5, where they say everything is going to be in one box, it might change. We'll have to see. But for now, I'm going to have fun playing with SORA just the way it is. Alright, and I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I am Dave, this was Old Dad Studio, and I will see you tomorrow.